So, it is just about the end of the first week of Savage. It came out on Tuesday, it is now Monday. I have cleared the first 3 fights of the tier. Haven't stepped into 4 yet. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I'll do it sometime. And I've been having a wonderful time. I did it all in Party Finder. I don't have a static. I live in Party Finder. I enjoy Party Finder. And I really want to emphasize that now is the best time to get into high-end content in Final Fantasy XIV. I've heard from multiple people, some people in my free company, some people outside, that and some of these people have played Final Fantasy XIV for years. They just have never done any extremes or any savages. But the beginning of a new expansion is a time when a lot of people like that will go, okay, this is the expansion where I'm gonna get into high-end content. I'm gonna do all this stuff I've thought about doing but never done. And it's true. This is the best time to do it. This Savage tier is definitely a little bit easier than some previous Savage tiers, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I know it's kind of like a big discussion point online. Like, some people think that there's a 1-to-1 ratio of difficulty and enjoyment, funness. I don't think that's the case. I think if you thought for just a second about a mechanic, or even just like a whole video game that is very difficult but not very fun, I think you could think of one. In case of like Final Fantasy XIV, off the top of my head, Titan Jails from UU. That's a difficult mechanic. It's really not fun. it's just kind of frustrating. So I think difficulty is a factor in funness, but I don't think it is funness. And I think that this tier so far, I've done the first 3 fights. All of the fights have been really fun to do. I've had a really good time with all of them. Like, the only like little nitpick, I think the first half of M3S is kind of boring. Nothing too exciting happens in the first half, but I think the second half it really picks up, and I really enjoyed it a lot. But anyway, this is what I mean by this is the best time to get into Savage, is because all of the fights I think are incredibly approachable. Almost every mechanic, once you see it, it just kind of makes sense. For the first fight, M1S, Black Cat, maybe you don't quite understand the first mechanic, but you get in there and you see it and you're like, oh yeah, the closest people get hit by a cone, and you just have to trade off. That makes perfect sense. Every mechanic, once you see it, it's like, oh yeah, no, we're just gonna go out, and then we go back in, and we're gonna stack with our buddies, and it just makes sense. So I think this tier is incredibly approachable, and I think it's a great time for anyone who is interested in getting into high-end content to begin getting into high-end content. So how do you do that? It's really easy. You go into Party Finder, you click on the high-end content, you go in here, and here's a great example, okay? This one says Hector, True North, Fresh Prog. So Fresh Prog means that you can expect to die on the first mechanic. You can expect other people to mess up on the first mechanic. You can expect other people to expect you to mess up on the first mechanic. That is part of the plan. So it's okay. Nobody's mad when you mess up on the first mechanic, because that's the plan for Fresh Prog. What else does this mean? Hector, if you see like a name, it's usually a content creator. And Hector is a very popular guide maker for Final Fantasy XIV. So if you go to YouTube and YouTube M1S Hector, you'll find his video. And his video, he makes animations that breaks down each mechanic, and he explains how they work and how to solve them. So this video just says what they're doing. I believe Hector's video does have True North, so that's a little bit redundant. But yeah, you can just follow what the video does for the strategies that explains how to do it. And if you have any questions, ask in the group. This is a perfect one for anyone just starting to go into. And then once you fight through that first mechanic, you'll see it, it'll make sense, you'll understand how to do it, and your confidence will grow. And then the same thing will happen for the second mechanic, and the third mechanic, and the fourth mechanic. And then, you know, you'll progress. And then here's this one right here. It says, after Mouser, clone bullshit proc. So if you've gotten to the mechanic where it's literally called Mouser, you know it's called Mouser because the boss's cast bar says Mouser. Once you've gotten to there, then you're on Mouser prog, and you can join a Mouser prog group, and you keep going until finally you get to Enrage, and then there's this one right here. Oh, it closed. But this one says Enrage to clear, so that means that an Enrage to clear prog would be you're pretty comfortable with the whole fight, and you're kind of ready to go for the clear. And as you do that, your confidence will grow. It's gonna be a little nerve-wracking going into a fight you've never seen before. But if you just get in there and you see one or two mechanics and you're like, oh no, that makes sense, your confidence will grow, and then you won't feel that way anymore. So I urge everyone who, especially the ones that have been playing this game for a long time and has never attempted high-end content, I know there's a lot of you out there. Now is the best time to give that a shot, and it'll be lots of fun. I've been having a wonderful time diving into Party Finder and getting these fights done, and I'm really excited to start M4S. I don't know if I'll have time today, but maybe next week. If you have any questions, let me know below. Hope this helps.